That said, we've got our next run ready to go right now. So I'm going to throw it over to HUD's 601 for the Sonic Classic Trilogy Boss Rush Shuffler. 8 bosses. HUD's, good luck.
Thank you so much, Peas. Good luck are absolutely the words needed. This thing is chaos. Yes, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is HUD601. We are going to be doing the Boss Rush Shuffler. And thanks to all of your amazing donations to this event, we've upgraded this for you from 4 boss count to 8 boss count. I will explain what all that means in just a second. Couple of things. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. First and foremost, at times during this run, the game can flash quite rapidly. We will be switching between bosses quite rapidly. So flashing lights warning straight up front. If at any point you feel unwell, please look away from the screen until you start to feel better, and then you'll be able to look back again. It's unpredictable. I can't kind of give you a thing other than it could happen at any time during the run. In general, it's quite predictive in terms of when it will switch games, because it's every time I hit a boss. Second thing on housekeeping, welcoming back to Power Up with Pride, Rhomin, who's here on comms. Hi, Ro.
I'm back! Hello, everyone! And welcome to another wonderful time with the incredible and very handsome HUDs 601. Don't question the first 600 HUDs. We don't talk about them.
We don't talk about them. So you'll see here that we are using Alistair's magic box. So I can see him there in chat. A.G. Aitchison, Alistair Aitchison, is the absolute genius that made this. This is an emulator mod that allows us to do all sorts of different fun things with different, well, Genesis games, really. So you can see we're playing with 4 games here. Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. And in here, I'm going to set up a new boss rush. And because of your donations, we're going to do an 8 boss count. What does that mean? Well, you'll see in a second. Essentially, this game will switch between the 42 bosses across all 4 games at random. It will switch every time we hit one of the bosses. And it will load 8 bosses in to begin with. And then it will start switching between them. Once a boss is defeated, it will swap that boss out for another one at random. The other thing is I'm going to completely shuffle the seed and not look at it. I have no idea what order the bosses will be presented to me in, and likewise, when I hit them, I will have no idea which boss I'm going to on each hit. This is entirely random, complete RNG. It's all about understanding your bosses, understanding your strats, and reaction time. So, with all of that said, I hope we are ready. Good luck. I don't know why I'm saying good luck like it's someone else's problem. It's my problem. Here we go. Rhomin, count us in.
Thank you. I will need all the luck I need for commentary. I'm just taking the credit for that. We're running and fighting in 3, 2, 1. Good luck to you, HUDs, my friend.
Thank you very much. And we're going to start off here in Sky Sanctuary. So I've picked up 3 rings. Now, a really important thing about this is every single time I pick up rings, these are, as you'll see as we go into Hydro 1 now, you see I still have those 3 rings. The rings carry between the bosses. So this is very much not a case necessarily of holding on to rings in specific bosses, but actually just keeping at least 1 ring as I go throughout this entire thing. The 1 ring to save them all, if you like. Now, we're in Sandopolis 1 here. This is actually the only boss we cannot swap out of. The Guardian boss here, by the game's memory, doesn't actually take any damage even if we hit him. So this is actually the only boss that we're not going to swap out of. So I need to wait for him to come out, and we're going to walk him to the edge of the screen and into the sand on the left. The only other boss that I probably, or shouldn't be swapping from, can you please come out? Thank you. The only other boss that I shouldn't be swapping from is Labyrinth in Sonic 1, Labyrinth Act 3. The reason for it is you don't actually need to hit the boss to complete that level. It's faster not to. So that's the only other one. Every single other boss we're going to be swapping between them. So we're going to take him for a little walk. Come on, Dwayne. Come on. Walkies. Come on. All the way, hippity hop into the sand.
HUDs, I noticed something, and I'm curious on your take of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the game has 42 bosses?
Yes.
And you know how we're on version 0.42?
Yes.
Does that mean we will never ever get an update again just to keep the numbers aligned?
I'm saying nothing. Well, I keep finding things that break, right? So, Angel Eyes Act 1. So we're going to come up here. Now, slightly different from the normal strats, and this is one of the key things. I've had to alter quite a lot of the strats that traditional Sonic runners will use in order to make them shuffler safe. So, you know, we normally talk about marathon safe strats. Well, these are shuffler safe. And the reason for it is a lot of the strats you don't realize until you keep being swapped away from them. You actually really need a lot of control, a lot of finite control over Sonic's position to do them. We don't have that because I have no idea when I'm going back to those levels. Also, this level's a pain because this one is one that likes to eat rings, so we're not going to do the normal strat there. We're going to just hit the boss and come into Ice Cap. Just a couple of other little things. At the bottom, we've got a boss count. We've completed 1 out of the 42. We're 2.5-ish minutes in. We've got an in-game timer that times the amount of frames. You'll see we also have a death count and a swap count. So the swap count will actually count... Thank you, Knuckles. We'll actually count how many times we swap between levels. And you can see we've done 8 swaps now, which means this is our last boss that needed to load in before we start shuffling between them. The other thing I will say is that I will donate $5 for every death I take during this run. So I really need to do well if I don't want to really empty my wallet today. Right, so here we go. The swaps even are now about to start. We have 8 bosses loaded into memory. And now we're going to start swapping between them until we defeat them. So these are coming up in a completely random order. I have no idea when they're going to come and in what order they're going to come. So it's all reaction based now.
Would you say it's beneficial or bad that we already got rid of the Sando, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson character?
Honestly, that one genuinely makes no difference. You don't really pick up any rings in that one. So actually, it makes a really good point. I'll just quickly segue here. As we've mentioned it, yeah, there are certain levels where, and mainly Sonic 1 and a couple of Sonic 2 levels, where we just don't actually pick up rings. We can lose them quite often like that, but we generally don't pick up rings. So Sando 1 is one of those levels where through normal gameplay we wouldn't pick them up, and we generally don't lose any. So it's kind of a neutral level in that regards. So I don't mind it too much, but we also need to be careful. You see, I've got 1 ring. That is absolutely fine. Exactly where I want to be right now. Just keep hold of this ring, and I will prioritize this ring over everything. There are several levels where we can pick them up, but in general, I just want to keep it safe. Final zone in Sonic 1. We are going to do the strat here, where I'm just going to hold right, and it's going to give us a predictable order: 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 1, 4, 3. So you can see 4 first. The next one is going to be the 3rd piston along the one in the ceiling there. That's going to be the next one that comes down. So there we go. Back to Metro. So this is what the run is going to look like. We've now defeated the Hydro 1 boss. Which one are we going to get next? Let's have a look. And Doomsday!
Doomsday!
Okay. So,
this will be fun.
Doomsday, a really interesting one here. We actually have a separate ring count for this one. For those of you who maybe aren't so familiar with this and don't see the obviousness of why, we are Supersonic here, and Supersonic loses us a ring every second. If we were to be sharing our ring count here with all the other stages, like the others do, that 1 ring that I had, yeah, we'd get 1 second in this level, and then we'd lose Supersonic and die and have to start again. So you can turn that off, by the way. You can turn it off and share the ring count. It is not recommended. So we don't enforce that as part of the speedrun rules for this, and I certainly don't do it. I think Argic's one of the only people who have done it, and he realized very quickly how big a mistake it was. So, go on.
No, it's just the thought of doing this with, like, you know, your 1 ring that you love so much. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and the thing is at that point, while Doomsday is active, if you were to lose your rings in any other level, you're starting Doomsday again from scratch. Like, it's at that point, it basically becomes a case of Doomsday will be the last level you complete where you don't swap away from it anymore. So it's for the purposes of the shuffler, it's better for it to have its own one. I'm just going to quickly, even though we're not going to keep the shield. Wow. Okay, launch base. Go on.
Let's say you were to die to a boss. How
Yes.
far does it reset you, though?
That's a great question, especially considering that boss just came up. 432 is next. So all of the bosses load in at their nearest checkpoint, and if you obviously were to take a death, you will go back to the nearest checkpoint for that boss. For some bosses, it's not so bad, and you may even see during this run, if things get really shaky, I might even take a tactical L, let's say. 43242 is next, sorry, I had to think which one was next. I may take a little tactical loss to actually pick up rings in the level, because it might well be a case of, say, launch base 2 there, we do the first part of the boss, then we've got a 1-minute cutscene, and then there's still 2 more bosses. The whole thing takes about 3 minutes. If I were to, you know, die after the cutscene, the problem with that is I then have to sit through the cutscene again. It's massive time loss. So what I might do is, if I don't have rings and I need some safety rings for that particular level, a different boss, I will instead take a tactical loss there in order to get some rings back to save a different one. Obviously, the fact that's going to cost me $5 at this point, I'm not overly keen on doing it, but needs must at times.
But at the end of the day, the $5 will go to an incredible cause.
I mean, it will go to amazing cause. And talking of that, Peace, feel free to jump on in as I do Lab 3, and we're not going to swap away here. Tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple donations that have come in specifically about this very run here, Huds.
Amazing.
We have a $15 donation from Alistair that says, loving these Sonic runs. Good luck, Huds, with the Boss Rush Shuffler. Happy holidays to everyone. And we also have one here for $15 from Alice Rujasu, who says, been looking forward to this Boss Rush Shuffler ever since I saw it on the schedule. Good luck, Huds, and a huge thanks to all of our wonderful Sonic runners today. Thank you both for those kind donations. And yeah,
thank you very much for the donations. Big shout out to all the Sonic speedrunners as well that have been at this event, and especially Alistair, who made this. Thank you so much for donating. Sorry, Peace, I think I might have interrupted you there.
No, you didn't do anything. I was just cutting right back to you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, buddy.
No, you're totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Right, Death Egg 2. This is the Giant Egg Robo. This one's a bit of a pain. It's another 3. I always get hit by that cannon. I never learned my lesson on that cannonball. This is a 3-part boss again. The first part with the fingers. We're going to take out all the fingers. The third part is where it gets really shaky because I need to remember to hold right. I'll explain when we get there. It's just all manners of panic. Don't worry, I am in a wall. Everything's good. This is completely normal Sonic. 2 more hits to go on Final Zone here. We've got number 4 next. And one of the things that I get asked quite often is, how do you remember what's going on? Like, how do you keep track of everything in this? And genuinely, a lot of it, there should be final hit on this bit, by the way. If I can actually get the rockets to line up. Oh my good lord. Huds, please, get in position. Hit rocket, hit head. There we go, nice. Genuinely, for the most part, I am trying to remember every boss that is currently active and my position in every single boss. So when I go back, it's almost like just instantly resuming where I was. And also trying to remember every boss that I've completed so I know what's coming left. So if I need safety rings, I know when they might potentially come up. It's a very, very big game of like memory recall in terms of what's happening, and then a lot of just instantaneous reaction to what's suddenly on screen.
Could you HUDs this, technically?
Sorry, that one, yes. You can jump straight off the edge of that particular boss. I don't want to do that. Okay,
I mean,
Hilltop go. Wow, sorry, go on.
It is named after. It would have been a fun little addition to the
yeah.
experience.
Oh, Tails, thank you. Okay, so you see I lost my ring, but Tails got the final hit. That's fine. So I'm hoping now I'll get a boss where I pick up a ring, because I really need one.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like a minute 10 of intentional time loss. Hey, Camel 2, we like this one. Get some rings, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Tails, please don't let me down here. Stay out of the way. Okay, Tails is going in the drink, that's fine.
A little bit of trivia for you lollies out there. The levels, if I remember correctly, are completely loaded in, so if you're fancy, for some reason, you can just run the entire level backwards.
Yes, you can. I also just lost all my rings in Mystic Cave. Okay, squeaky bum time. Tails, don't hit the boss. Okay, I got a ring back, we're fine. Whew. Sorry, mild panic.
Yeah, it's just trying to help. Be the best boy.
Go for the hit.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm glad you remembered the Ono.
I just thought I was like, oh wait. CBK will be angry if I don't do it. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
And he's defeated!
One of the few moments of relaxation, we've now got a bit of a cutscene coming up here. So we're going to see Knuckles' wonderful moist squidgy bones as we go through Hidden Palace here. If you know, you know. Yeah, so this is nice downtime. Now, what I'm trying to aim for here, we have a 40-minute estimate. I try to aim for roughly 1 boss per minute. Some are quicker than others, some take a while. So if it looks like we're behind at any point, don't panic. It'll all come back to us eventually. All right, just going to do some slinkies because you got to bless the run with some slinkies. A triple slinky. The first one didn't quite count. Right, what are we going to get next? Launch base one.
Launch
nice.
base.
Like this one. Nice, easy boss. This one, however, is one that can occasionally trigger the insta-shield glitch. So one thing that's worth saying is we are playing Sonic 3 standalone and Sonic & Knuckles standalone, not the combined cartridge. Sonic 3 is well known for being held together by hopes, prayers, dreams, and quite a lot of tape. It has something in it called the... Oh, whoops. Oh, nuts. I missed the platform. Well, there's the first one. Well done, mate. Oh, there's a $5.
I wish I could use the Craig Stadler soundboard right now.
Oh, dear. Right, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Sonic 3. Yes, insta-shield glitch. The problem with the insta-shield is if it's still active when you hit the floor... Oh, come on, I need to complete a level here. Thank you. If it's still active when you touch the floor, the game doesn't reset its state. So the next time you jump and try to use it, it thinks you've already used it, so it doesn't activate. Any single boss within Sonic 3 can potentially do that, and there's a couple of them that are very susceptible to it. Launch Base 1 being one of them, and also Launch Base 2. So if you ever see me just look like I'm intentionally taking damage, just know it's probably the insta-shield bug, and I was expecting the insta-shield to activate, and it hasn't. Okay, now, so we've defeated the first part here in Launch Base 2. We now have another nice long cutscene as we stroll along. So, Peace, I'll let you jump in here again, buddy, if you'd like to, if you've got any messages.
Absolutely. We've got another donation. Actually, 2. One just came in right as I'm talking here. Nice. We got 2 donations. A $10 donation from Onion Cabot. No message with it, but thank you so much for your donation. And we have a donation of $5 from CBK that says, "Hold right!" Also, much love to Ro for the amazing commentary. Lesson 3. Keep those donations rolling in. And remember, every dollar helps, especially for those polls and targets, which we're working on. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Peace. Yes, every dollar indeed helps. And I see we are $1 away from 2,800. Someone donate that dollar. I want to see that tick over. Do not leave it on $27.99. I will be much angry if you do. But yes, hold right. I will remember, at least try to remember, to hold right. I'll explain hold right when we get there. It's now become a bit of a meme on my channel for the amount of times I used to forget. Doomsday, I think we're on second to last hit here. Nope, we've still got 2 more to go. So, fingers are nearly done. So there's a couple of quirks with this as well, and it's not due to Alistair, it's due to the way that the game's memory actually works and how the games register boss hits. So what you'll see on a couple of bosses, the first hit won't register, and on a couple of others, the last hit will register even when it shouldn't. As in, the very last hit of a boss, like just there, it doesn't swap away, it's not supposed to. But on some of them, it does. And it's just a quirk of how the game registers the boss hits in memory. So Doomsday's a good one. I will know when I'm on the second to last hit, because the second to last hit won't swap me away. I'll stay in the boss. So it's a really good indicator of how much progress I've made during that particular one. Death Egg 1, this is another one where the memory's a bit iffy, because the first hit on both stages won't count, so watch. Doesn't swap me away, does swap me away. Okay, chemical plant done. We are officially more than a third of the way through, and I'm definitely more than a third of the way through my time, but everything is good.
Which boss would you say has the biggest difference in kind of strategy or mindset when it comes to fighting them regularly and fighting them in the boss rush shuffle?
I mean, it's very easy to kind of fall back on your original strats and what you'd normally do. But if you do that, you will always either take an accidental kind of death, or you're gonna end up having a bad time. This is one of them where I need to remember to jump and then flame dash before the bomb hits Robotnik, because that will actually keep me safe, because otherwise I might flame dash into him and I'll lose my shield. There's the second to last hit. Notice it didn't swap me away. There's the final hit. I'm gonna take 38 rings with me now back to wherever we're going, which is Green Hill 3. Green Hill 3, we're going to go backwards here. This is another key change because, not for the rings, but for this. I want the invincibility because this will keep me safe during this boss. I've tried it without it, and while it does save time, more often than not, you end up getting hit by the boss. It's quicker to go back, get it, and save yourself the trouble. So that's another real good difference there, Rhomin, of some of the different strats. Aquatic Ruin 2, however, this is one of the bosses where actually we do the same strat as in Classic. I'm going to do the spin dash strat here, and we're just going to keep spin dashing towards Robotnik from the left-hand side. Every time, it'll just take us straight back to where, to safety on the left, where we can do our next one. So jump, flame dash again, and then we got Uwu Ball here. Uwu.
Uwu.
I think this should be last hit on Mechasonic here. Yes, it is. Woo!
Which boss in the context of the boss Rashava would you say is the most annoying / painful?
This one. Well, this is one of them. Oil Ocean, believe it or not. It's almost like you know. Mainly because it's incredibly difficult to get a one cycle here and incredibly easy to mess it up. That is pretty much intentional here. The only fast way of doing Red Eye is to take intentional damage. Whoa! I completely mistimed my spin dash there. Oil Ocean, I think I'm in a good position here for a potential one cycle. I will try it. Everything looks good right now from what I just saw. Also, rip bitrate on this one. Do not adjust your television sets, everyone. It is completely normal for the bitrate to look awful during Lava Reef 2, the thrilling gameplay section of this run.
I mean,
we wait it out.
Imagine doing it without the flame shield, though.
Yeah, I've done it enough times to know that I don't want to imagine that.
By the way, do you call it flame shield or fire shield?
I call it fire shield. I'm assuming you call it flame shield.
Honestly, it depends. It's whatever my brain defaults to at that very moment.
Oh, fair enough. I think officially it is the flame shield. Just like the lightning shield, officially I think is the thunder shield, believe it or not. Even though it's literally lightning.
Wait, were the explosion sprites on Eggman just bugged?
Yes, they were. That happens often.
Ah.
Again, Sonic games, well known for their quality control.
Oh, we got.
Okay.
Honestly,
okay.
Since this is practically all we hear, which game would you say has the best standard boss theme?
Oh, that's a
This is a
toughie.
question for all you lovelies out there. What is the best boss theme in the classic trilogy?
For me personally, I think it's Sonic and Knuckles. Like the Sonic and Knuckles theme just goes so much harder. Sonic 1 just fills me with dread. Sonic 3's is too short and too kind of too clearly influenced by Michael Jackson. At least the mini boss theme is. I personally love the Sonic and Knuckles boss theme. I think it just goes in really hard and it's got a real nice tune to it.
It's funny because my favorite is the one you didn't mention at all. It's Sonic 2. I think Sonic 2 has a
okay.
boss theme.
I think, unpopular opinion, I think Sonic 2 has the best Supersonic theme.
I don't even remember what it sounds like because my music is modded when I run the game.
Well, potentially Doomsday if you have the Argic sound effect pack on all the rockets going by going...
Fire!
Fire!
Do you know what that is a reference to?
What, fire?
Yeah, the way that Argic says it.
I have no idea.
It's from Star Fox.
Ah, okay, I never knew that.
Today you learned.
There I learned indeed. Right, we're almost halfway through, believe it or not. We're doing good. Still got my fire shield in Lava Roof, which is nice. We're almost on Big Arms, and I'm probably going to screw up at some point here. Now we're in Hold Right phase, so the Giant Egg Robo is done. Now Robotnik's going to try and escape with the Master Emerald. I'm going to get some early hits here with a Spin Dash, but then he's going to start moving towards the right-hand side of the screen. That's where danger lies. And the reason for it is because if I'm not holding right when I go back into that boss, there is a very good chance I'm not going to be able to keep up with him, and I'm going to take a death. And if I do, it's extremely costly time-wise. So this is why we have the hold right meme, because I literally had to get my chat to start reminding me constantly to hold right, because I would be in a different boss, forget that there's a possibility I might go back there, and completely forget to do it and just have to do the whole thing again. It's one of the hardest things to remember to do, and it can also really mess up what you're trying to do with your strats, because essentially every time I hit a boss now, I need to remember to hold right at the end just in case.
Hans?
Hello.
Something else that's also important that just came up is, are you holding right?
No. Not at this stage, believe it or not, because actually, oh no, give me ring. I did not get ring. I also did not get final hit. It's fine, I've got one more hit to go on Oil Ocean here, so we're just going to jump in the oil just for safety, wait for a botany to come back, we'll get final hit, and then I'll get some rings somewhere, I hope. Game, be nice with where you're going to take me.
Fascinating Robotnik, not Dr. Eggman.
Ooh, that wasn't final hit in Oil Ocean? Okay, that was. Wow, I miscounted, okay. Okay, we're safe anyway. We've got one of the rings back from Flying Battery. Don't forget, we've got 3 rings waiting for us in Wing Fortress as well. I'm keeping them there just in case, mainly because there is a good chance I'm going to take a hit in Wing Fortress, and having rings in the arena is necessary, because if you take a hit in Wing Fortress, you are almost certainly losing those rings to the outside of the arena. For some reason, they just escape so easily. It's such a pain.
Also, we're already halfway there, by the way.
We are indeed.
Yeah.
All right, final hit? Yeah, nice. Okay, Flying Battery done. Okay, we are doing really, really well so far. Everything's going brilliantly, apart from me whiffing a jump. Death Egg in Sonic 2. I love this level in the Boss Rush Shuffler because we actually have rings, which makes it so much easier. Right, second hit.
Oh, yeah.
I really want this level to be done before I go back to Death Egg, if I can help it. Because I really don't want to have to hold right in this level. It causes such pain. Okay, that's fine. I really don't want to pick them up, but okay. Whatever, game.
Backup rings.
I have rings. Okay, another hit.
Huds, if I could jump in here for just a minute.
Please do.
Your nightmare of not reaching 2,800 is thankfully over. We have a couple of donations that came in. We have a $50 anonymous donation that put us over that mark. No message, but thank you so much for your generosity. And we have a $25 donation from XL Shello, who says, "This Sonic Boss Rush is amazing. Trans rights?"
Heck yeah on the trans rights.
Absolutely.
Okay, now I need to hold right.
That's all right. Right, Hans!
I forgot to hold right. Okay, we're fine. By the way, you're going to hear a lot of speedrunner noises right now because I've got like 3 final bosses that I'm fighting at the same time. Big Arms, Death Egg 2, and Death Egg in Sonic 2. So if you hear me randomly scream, don't panic. Everything's fine. It's just panicky.
If you don't hold right, there will be nothing left.
Hey. Oh, finally that one's done. Okay. Phew. Right. Mild heart attack over for now. Okay, Hydro 2, nice. I'm going to pick up the extra rings. I don't technically need them, but hey, you can never have too many rings, right?
Sure, I'm a big fan of Hydro City 2.
Uh-huh. Splishy Splashy Fun Time Zone, that's all you're getting out of me.
Uh-huh.
I love the people in chat being like, hold trans rights. It's like, yes, yes.
That's incredible.
Okay, that was unexpected. That's the other thing that kind of scares me sometimes is occasionally, 2, 3, 4. Occasionally you get an unexpected like swap where like Tails gets a hit that I'm not expecting, and that can really catch me by surprise. So yeah, my apologies in advance for all the screaming and shouting. This is squeaky bum time right now.
Ooh, Sando 2.
Okay, Sando 2. This one is fairly straightforward. We're going to go down, time a spin dash, and jump, hopefully get inside. I completely mistimed that jump. At least I got a ring back. There we go, got inside this hitbox. Okay, I was holding right that time. We're good.
Wait, a friendly ghost visit us shortly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump. Okay.
I also found it very interesting how you said that, like, sounds like something very scary happens where 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yes, I find math also very scary.
Math is terrifying, especially in a Sonic game. Anyone want to play Sonic Schoolhouse?
Oh, I probably can.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, Big Arm's done. I'm so pleased because, again, if I were to take a death, like, at this point, it's like 3 minutes of time loss, which I can seldom allow for. Like, the estimate is pretty generous just in case, but quite often it could be a bit panicky. We got maybe 20 seconds of cutscene here, so Peace, if you want to jump back in, feel free.
Absolutely. We got another donation. Actually, 2 now. They keep falling in. They keep coming in. It's great. We got one from Botulism Sauce for $25. Sonic says, trans rights. Absolutely, he does. And Big the Dave with a $10 donation that says, I just want to eat chili dogs and donate to an awesome cause. Thank you so much for that, Dave and Botulism. Back to you, Huds.
Thank you both very much. Absolutely on the trans rights messages, everyone. I am right with you there. I am a very proud and very vocal LGBTQ ally. You will always have me as your ally. And I support each and every one of you. You all belong. You are all special. You are all important. And you are loved. Oh, thank goodness that ring came back in the arena. Okay. So, this Winged Fortress is not my best. I mean, no. Oh, God. Ah, okay. This Winged Fortress... It's all panic. It's all panic. Right, thank goodness it's over. Right.
And hold left for the funsies.
Sorry, everyone. That was a moment. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, bosses. We're doing bosses. That's it. Yes, this Winged Fortress is not my best at the moment. I was playing it relatively safe just because of ring count more than anything. But hey, we got through it. It's all good. Everything's fine.
Deep breath, Huds. Deep breath.
I'm gonna have a quick drink. Everyone, please make sure you're staying hydrated. This is the perfect time. You got about 30 seconds. Grab yourself a drink now. Get some water in you.
Or else. I also realized the fact that it's actually surprisingly difficult to say boss rush shuffler, but like several times after another. The boss rush shuffler, boss rush shuffler.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing I should say is you can also add Sonic 3D Blast to the boss rush shuffler if you want to do 50 bosses. I generally don't. Firstly, because I hate the bosses in 3D Blast, and secondly, it actually makes it easier because all of the bosses in 3D Blast have plentiful rings. So if you do take a hit anywhere, as long as a 3D Blast boss comes up or you've got one in rotation, you basically have an unlimited quantity of rings. You just pick up one at a time. So I generally don't like doing it, especially in marathon settings. For me, it kind of takes the challenge away from it a little bit. It is fun to do. I just personally prefer to panic more often. Oh, my poor baby heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Right, another one down. So we have 8 in rotation. There's 6 we haven't seen yet. The next one we're seeing, Marble 1. Nice. Really quick and easy boss. This one, I'm just going to go to the right and start hitting him. Ooh, give me rain. Okay, that's fine. So Red Eye can be a little bit of a pain at this point. Tails. Thank you. So the other thing that really helps to know is that if you get hit in a Sonic game, you've only got one ring, that ring will always go towards the left. So it does help in terms of determining which way if I'm going to take a hit, where I'm expected to go and pick it back up if I need to. Also, I'm not doing a 12-0 on Death Egg. Don't anyone in the chat say it. It's not happening. But having the extra ring does make it a lot less risky. That much I can say. I will try and do a 9-3 though for you all.
Huds.
Hello.
12-0 win.
Shut up, you. Right, there we go. Hey, final hit there on Robotnik.
Bye, Hydro City boss.
You mean Hydrocity, right?
Yes, the Hydro City boss, as I said.
No more splishy splashy fun time zone. I'm afraid it is now done. Right, we're going to head up here, get rid of that, grab some extra rings. So this boss, I'm going to try and line up perfectly here. If I can line this up, I should... Yeah, that's it. I should be able to get plenty of hits. Now, I can't actually defeat him in this phase. He still takes the full 8 hits. But what I can do at the very least is... Red Eye, please. I'm really hoping that was the last hit on Red Eye, but I don't think it... Yes, it was. Nice. That's a good example of where last hit swaps you, by the way. If I do it right, I make sure I'm not holding a direction when I go back, I should be able to get at least 7, if not more hits. So when we eventually go into the actual boss fight part, I just need to hit him once to defeat him. So it's a really quick way of doing it. Hello, Knuckles. Goodbye, Knuckles.
Hi, Knuckles.
Okay. So yeah, if you're just joining us, a quick explanation. The 8 boss count means that we are fighting 8 bosses at the same time. Once we defeat one of those 8 bosses... Oh no, I missed it. Okay, that's a pain. It will then load in another one to replace that until we have less than 8 left. So the general speedrun categories for this are... The default is 4 boss count, where you do 4 at the same time. 8 boss count, which we're doing now, and unlimited boss count, which is very special, where you take on all 42 bosses simultaneously. So you keep loading bosses in for about 11 minutes, and then they start shuffling between every single one of them. That is a real pain to speedrun. It's the only category as well that I have never completed deathless. I've done it with 1 death, but never deathless. It is very, very difficult, because once you're in the boss arenas for basically every boss, there's no more rings to pick up. So whatever rings you have, that's all you're keeping. And in general, you end up taking a hit, you pick up 1 ring, and that 1 ring is the one that has to carry you through the entire thing. I have technically done this quote-unquote damageless, in as much as I did it ringless. But it meant that basically every single boss had to be completed perfectly, and I took like 40 deaths along the way. So, yeah, it's a really interesting way of playing these games. And it is a real challenge. And the great thing is you can do this yourself. You can download this for free and play this yourself. Just search for Alistair's Magic Box on Google, or go to alistair.games, and you can download it. Okay, so you'll notice there in Angel Island 2 a very different strat. If you're familiar with the Sonic run, normally you'd pick up a shield and you'd actually bounce on top of Robotnik. The problem is I don't know when I'm going back, and if I'm holding a jump button when I go back, Sonic will instinctively use that elemental shield's action, which means I can't then go to safety after. So instead we do a slightly different strat where I'll spin dash jump into him, we'll get 4 hits initially, and then we'll do another 4 hits afterwards. Starlight, we're just going to use the seesaws here to get all the hits. Tails, take me up, please. Right, 1, and then I should be able to get on the rebound, get a second one there, because we didn't get 7 hits at the beginning. So he's going to come down. I'm going to play this one really risky, because we got some rings. Right, that should be final hit there. Nice. So we've already got our final 8 bosses in. So we're just going to go back to one we've already doing, as you can see there. So 7 to go.
It's really interesting how the difficulty shifts in Death Egg when you have access to rings.
Honestly, when it's no longer one hit kill kind of thing, it really changes the way you approach it as a boss. Okay, 6 to go now. We're nearly there. So all I'll say is tech be ready on time. We've probably got maybe a minute or so to go in this at this point, depending on how well I do. Okay, that's Ice Cap 2 done. Whoa.
Great music. We love Ice Cap.
Oh, we do. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's final hit, and I picked up the ring. Nice. So Death Egg to go. I think Starlight could end up being the last one here. Okay, that's Angel Island done. So yeah, Starlight, I'm only on 3 hits maybe, I think, or 4 hits?
I think it loaded in last, so it could possibly be actually Starlight as the finishing hit.
Yeah, it's really rare to have anything other than one of the final bosses last, because they generally take the longest, because they're like multiple phases, like all of the final bosses across all 4 games, apart from Final Zone in Sonic 1, are multiple phases, so it's usually they're the last ones. Right, it should be final hit here. Yep, it is. So 2 bosses to go. Yeah, this is so far a really, really good run. I still can't believe that I jumped off the platform in Spring Yard. What a muppet.
It was hilarious, the fact that you didn't die to any of the bosses, but just, you know, the level.
I died of my own. The thing is, there's a safety platform on the left, and I didn't even hold left to save myself. So you can see we're on the final boss here. Time is going to be coming up very soon. I think there's only like 2 more hits here. 1 more hit. So we're going to hit the capsule, and time. Woo! Woo! That is the classic Trilogy Boss Rush Shuffler. So much fun. I love doing this run because it doesn't matter how many times I do it. It's always different. It's complete random. The seed is random, and you never quite know what you're going to get. But I hope you all enjoyed that. It is a very unique way of playing these classic games, and again, it's only possible thanks to the wondrous development skills of Alistair Aitchison. He is AG Aitchison on Twitch if you want to go and follow him. And I love the fact that because we finished Sonic 1, we get broken title screen, and in second we'll get broken credits as well. It's wonderful. But yeah, it's I really hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more Muppetry, if you want to see more Sonic speedruns, come follow me on Twitch. I am HUD601. I'm going to be doing a Sonic 8 tonight, and I'm currently learning the brand new game that came out on Apple Arcade, Sonic Dream Team. So if you want to see that getting speedruns or speedran, then do drop me a follow. Rhomin, do let the people know about yourself and where they can find you.
Hello, I'm Rhomin. I was born in Germany, and you can find more of me, about me, and the content that I create, which is also lots of speedrunning, specifically Sonic, and just random angry shouting and rants and curses and whatnot. But you can find me on the twitch.tv/RH0min, where we have lots and lots of fun times with a great community. And Hats, my friend, thank you very much for having me. It's always a joy to be with you. You're very handsome as well. And I'll give it back to you, my friend, if you remember to hydrate.
Thank you, Ro. And yeah, just last word from me. Power up with pride for everyone here. Again, thank you so much for having me back. It's genuinely such an honor to get to come and run it at these marathons. As I said, I am a huge LGBTQ ally. I absolutely support the LGBTQ community. We do a lot of charity work over on my side as well to support my local pride charity here in Bristol in the UK. Again, trans rights are human rights. You are loved, you are valid. Be who you are, love who you are, and know that there are people out there that are definitely here supporting your cause and fighting your cause with you. So yeah, thank you for having me, Power Up with Pride. I hope to be back again soon. But peace, I will hand back to you, my friend. Let's continue on with the marathon.
Thank you so much, Huds. That was a brilliant freaking run. And it just reminds me, it's been so long since I've played them properly, but just how much I love the classic Sonic platformers. Just staple of my childhood. We do have